Hello. I have spent the whole day trying not to make a video about the riots, another video, and because I feel there's something more to be said. But it's such a painful subject that I'm having serious trouble just sitting down to collect my thoughts because there are so many things happening all at once. However, while I was just about to start the video, something popped into my head and I'm going to share it with you. I'll put this up and then I will make the other video because otherwise I'd be copping out. Some of you will already know this poem, but it keeps repeating in my mind, and those of you who don't know, well, it's important that you do. It's by an English poet of the early 19th century called Percy Bysshe Shelley. And he and some companions were, well, they had a bet on who could write a poem about the death of empires. And Percy Shelley wrote a poem, and another writer called Horace Smith wrote a poem on the same subject. And Shelley's is, Smith's is sort of okay. I'm not going to compare them now. I could if I get enough requests. But Smith's is okay, but Shelley's is, well, he was a genius. So, of course, the poem was in another order. And I'm just going to recite this poem to you. And before I do, I just want to prepare you for a couple of expressions, because when you're listening to things, the words sometimes slip past and you're not quite sure what was meant. As a matter of fact, there's a bit in this I don't understand, and I'll tell you what it is. But he talks about trunkless legs. He means that the legs are there, but the trunk, the body, is missing. So you'll know what that means. Um, yeah, there's a line, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. Not quite sure what that meant. He's talking about a sculptor, and mocked in this case means copied. So he's talking about the sculptor's hand copying the face of this emperor, of Pharaoh. But it's a slightly opaque line. However, I'll repeat it to you. And I assume it's going through my mind because the theme is that what seems so permanent and so powerful can just collapse and disappear, and there's nothing left of it. And I'm very much afraid of the direction that Western society is taking. And I keep thinking of Ozymandias. That is, it's a statue of Ramses II, actually, who was known to the Greeks as something like Ozymand. Um, I'm I'm rambling here. I'll read you the poem, and you may see why it keeps running through my mind every time I see those idiots. I don't know what, kneeling to black people and apologizing for what their great 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 grandparents did not do, most likely, to the great great grandparents of the people, the black people they're talking to. Uh, all right. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the stones, the stone that's been sculpted, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear: my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. If you want to donate or contact, the information will be rolling over the Graniopteryx as I speak. Please like, subscribe and share because it does help with the algorithm. If you visit my channel on YouTube and one day discover that I've disappeared without warning, you'll still find me on BitChute or Minds. Just go to either of those platforms and do a search for Graniopteryx. If you're already watching this on BitChute or Minds, good for you. Meanwhile, if you're watching this on YouTube, remember that you must keep checking the subscribe and bell icons because occasionally they reset. Till next time.